lipstick. I almost wore that same exact shade. I'm not kidding.
My mom gave it to me.
It's so good, and I love it because it stays on forever. Look, I
Yeah.
have I have these two right here. It's amazing, and then you don't have to reapply it all day. That's the
Oh
only kind
yeah,
I
my
use.
mother gave it to me as a gift.
Yeah, it's a great shade. Okay, yep, lipstick. Look at that. I'm such a fan of a heavy lip. So sexy.
So tell me about your audience.
So, my podcast is called the Freedom Podcast,
Mhm.
and we talk about all things pertaining to living the freest, most authentic, healthy version of yourself. So, basically, living your best life, whether that's through nutritional information, emotional, mental, spiritual, anything that's helping people to,
Love it.
yeah, like break free of there's so many
Oh my
things that
God.
burden
We're gonna
us.
have fun. We're gonna have fun.
I'm so excited. All
That's
right, well,
awesome. Thank you.
so, well, thanks for making time for me today. I know you're so busy. You're at work right now, literally in between surgeries, and you're taking time for our audience. So, thank you so much. This is Dr. Yolanda Cintron, and she is amazing. She has done so many amazing things for me and my dental health, and she's just a wealth of knowledge. And she's here to educate us today and hopefully bring some awareness to a really important issue right now, which is mercury fillings being done across America. I just got mine out after having them in for, I don't even know, maybe 20 years. And I can tell you the benefits I've already seen in the past 6 months is just insane. And I knew they were bad, but I didn't realize the extent of the damage that was being done to me. So, welcome, Dr. Cintron. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me, Adrian. Um, I love your energy. You look like a movie star, and I love that you're so generous because the truth is that we have to create communities that are speaking about to be free, free
Mm,
of things that should not be in our bodies, free of things that are in the environment, free of things that are in our thought life. So I am totally into holistic, biological dentistry and medicine because we are not body parts. Everything affects everything. So the hot topic right now is there's a petition for Americans to vote in to ban mercury. Mercury was banned in 27 European nations, January of 2025. It
mm,
has been banned from Sweden maybe 20 years ago. So there's countries that really take care of their people and the minds of the people. But unfortunately, we need help, and this is a great time in history where we have people that are like kicking ass with the fluoride. Let's get fluoride out because fluoride is a makes you stupid.
yes.
Let's talk about it. Really, they used it in Germany, to mummify. Hitler used it to dominate and control the minds of all the people. How can he get millions of people to kill other people that are innocent? So we have to wake up and we have to be like speaking to each other of what's happening. And not only that, take action because your vote can make the difference. Everything, one plus one, it makes a million. We only need like 10,000 signatures. So we'll
Right.
share that link. And let's talk about Mercury. You have Mercury, and I remember meeting you, and you were extremely anxious. And I could tell you were Mercury toxic because when
Mm,
people are Mercury toxic, like the patient I'm doing right now, a lot of anxiety issues, a lot of grinding, a lot of clenching, because when you have a mercury, it's a neurotoxin. What is a neurotoxin? It's something toxic that is going to fry the little trees of neurons. The neurons are like little trees, that go like that and they communicate with each other. But when you have mercury, it goes, "Pshum," they burn out. So there's no communication. So you have people with MS. We had two ladies yesterday with MS in wheelchairs.
mm.
Why? It
Why?
shouldn't be. It
Well,
shouldn't be.
and we know this now. I mean, science knows that mercury is toxic. I don't, and it's
Everybody
also
knows.
in the, in the jabs as well.
Yeah.
They put
Uh-huh.
mercury, yeah, mercury
Yeah.
poisoning.
And
And
people speak, oh, don't eat tuna because tuna has too much mercury and you're going to get dementia. Well, how do you think that tuna got the mercury? It's like
right,
the dental offices, putting that shit through the tubes and going to the city. And, like it took like 10 years, right? The Environmental Protection Agency said, okay, we have to ban mercury dentists from putting it in the sewer.
hmm,
And we'll give dentists internationally 10 years to get this little piece of equipment that costs like $1,000. Are you real? Like
Yeah,
that
come
should have
on.
been implemented. If you're a dentist, we're going to take your license away if you don't put that immediately.
Immediately,
Immediately. Not 10 years. Like, like a dentist cannot afford $1,000.
come
Like,
on.
get real.
Well, and it's crazy. Yeah, and like you said, we're just bombarded with so many toxins in our daily life anyways, in our drinking water, like you said, the fluoride. I
And the
always joke.
chlorine,
I
and the
would, yeah,
chlorine,
chlorine.
and the amines, and the
But I can always tell,
pesticides.
like, I can tell when people, I call it the fluoride stare. I'm like, you can't talk to them. They have the fluoride stare. You're not going to get anywhere. It's just like, you can see that, like, dead behind the eyes, just like low
It's,
IQ,
we're laughing, but it's so sad, no?
It really is. And like, I tell people all the time, I'm like, they're like, well, why don't people just stop doing it? I'm like, because they're being poisoned. They don't realize because the poison's in there, how
They're not
much it's
awakened.
affecting their consciousness.
They're not awakened. It
Yeah.
is very sad. Trust me that I went to Puerto Rico to visit my family, and I have a cousin that he is young.
Hmm.
And every time I go, he's speaking to me about his medical history. He was in the ER, he developed this eczema, and then he's got thyroid, and he's like anxiety, and he cannot stay still, and he's like a jumping freaking bean. And I'm thinking, wow. And then one day, just coincidentally, like recently, we were together and the brother, and everybody's complaining. They're young and they're complaining about medical histories. And I'm thinking, at that age, I was like playing tennis for 5 hours. Like, what is wrong? So then I said, open your mouth.
Mm.
I was not expecting to see what I saw.
Wow.
All of them had mercury fillings on all the back teeth,
Mm.
all four of them. I
And
said, what in the world? Why do you have black fillings in your mouth?
right.
That's what the insurance pays. And who gives a shit? You have money. Why didn't you ask for the alternative?
Yeah, they just don't know. People don't know.
He didn't know any better. He's like, okay,
And
what?
it's crazy how much they leach. Like they're not solid. They're not. It's not like concrete in there. Every time you drink a
Right.
sip of warm coffee, or every time you chew, they're being. Or if you're pregnant, it's leaching into your
It's
body and
so
your
bad. Yeah,
bloodstream, crossing the blood-brain barrier, and like you
yeah,
said, causing dementia.
yeah.
And I mean, just a litany of other, health problems. And I didn't
There's
know, like
about
you.
50. There's like 50 lists. You want to get the list that we have for the patients? This is the American Dental Association. They acknowledge that these are symptoms of mercury toxicity. We'll go, I'll show you. It's like 50 things, like dysbiosis of the gut. So people have like diarrhea and they don't know why. And they have yeast infection, and the yeast is like
Mm,
coming like a volcano, like from the stomach. You have to put a suction in the back of the throat because it's like foam coming out of the patient's mouth and they don't even know why.
ew.
And it's
And
due to that.
another
And
thing that you said that shocked me, men pay attention, ED, right? Yeah. From the,
wow, yeah. Oh, no, let me show you. Yeah.
it's not
If,
good.
if any guy is listening to, I'm sure that they're going to pay attention right now.
Yes.
So this is a patient that had a root canal done, two root canals done. He was playing football when he was a teenager. And then what happens is that he broke the front teeth. And then one after the other, the first bondings and then crowns. And then the dentist end up doing root canals. And then apicos, which is meaning putting mercury on top of the jawbone on the top. And what happens is that those teeth in the front, four teeth on the top and the bottom, they're connected to your prostate. The teeth are connected to the prostate, the kidney, and the urinary tract. So if you're having ED, or you got your prostate is swollen, or you have kidney and you got to pee every 5 minutes, and you're like, what's wrong with me? Maybe you have a root canal or a tooth that is dead in the front. That's so avoidable. It's so easy to fix. So today we remove all this that was done a long, long time ago. He's having kidney issues, kidney failure, all kinds of things. And it shouldn't be. He's too young for
Mm-mm.
that. So,
Yeah.
that's important. People care about their sexuality.
Well, and my mind was blown when I watched the movie The Root Cause, and which you also offer $100 off if someone comes in and watches The Root Cause, the movie. It's
Yes,
free on
yes,
Tubi, but
yes,
100% of all root canals were infected.
100%.
They did something that was crazy. The 30,000 root canals that they removed, 100% of the time, every
Yeah,
single root canal was just teeming with bacteria. I mean, and
Yeah.
like you said, the meridians go through our body. That's poisoning things that we don't even register that are connected to our mouths. And
Yeah.
so everyone needs to get root canals out. There is no such thing as a
Yeah.
safe
Yeah.
root canal, right?
No, because, think about it. A tooth is an organ. A tooth has vascular blood vessels, right? Arteries, veins. It has a lymphatic system. Your teeth are independent. So, and it has nerve endings. One molar tooth has 3,000 nerve endings. That's
Wow.
why when you get a toothache, it hurts like you're having a baby.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's like people rather have a baby than have a toothache. So when you do a root canal, that means they put formaldehyde, which is a mummifying carcinogenic chemical, or EDT or chlorine or all of them. And these are going to leach into the inside of the tooth, into the bone, and it's going to kill the nerve endings. But then the nerve endings, guess what? When you were a baby, a fetus, the nerve endings start with the the little buds, and then they start developing from the feet to the brain. So everything goes through the feet to the teeth to the brain.
Mm,
So that's why each tooth has different organ connection. So all women that came here that had breast cancer,
yeah.
all
You
of
were.
them had root canals on the breast meridian. And we do DNA biopsy, and what it shows fusobacterium, which is connected to cancer. It shows parasites. A lot of cancers are caused by parasites. So that's why fenbendazole and ivermectin is becoming very popular treatment for cancer. On Facebook, you can find fenbendazole and ivermectin groups. And the testimonials are real. Thousands of people doing antiparasitics. We should do antiparasitic every month because there's parasites everywhere, right? We know
Right.
that in the lettuce, in the food, in the meats, in the vegetables, you know. And then we just have to say, okay, let's say no to that critter.
Right. Yeah. Detoxing parasites and then like the heavy metal cleansing too. I know is something that we've talked about a lot. You like is it the quicksilver or
Yeah,
what's it
well,
called?
the idea is to have something that's going to stimulate, like say vitamin C. It can be liposomal vitamin C, liposomal glutathione, bitters, phenyl acetylcholine, which is something that's going to, help the cells, rebuild because they get all messed up, the mitochondria. You have no energy when you have mercury. You're snapping. You're a little bit irritable. Some people are suicidal with the mercury. So the Quicksilver is one of my favorites because it's a box and it has everything and it's like simple instructions. And you do it twice a day. You do the glutathione, the vitamin C, the bitters, B12 complex, and the acetylcholine, and you do those, 2 shots under the tongue for 30 seconds, and you hold it, you swallow, and then you put a timer, 30 minutes, and then in 30 minutes you can do whatever, take a shower, work out, and then you go and take a charcoal that has zeolite, it has steam, it has aloe, it's a combination. So it's a well done package. It works. I had a patient with dementia. She couldn't remember anything. She's writing everything. And I'm thinking, she has the same question over and over. I know. Her friend sent her over, said, please help my friend. We're having lunch. And she doesn't remember 1 minute from the other. I'm scared. She's got dementia. Maybe you can help her. Well, she came from Palm Beach. We got everything out, all the root canals out, all the metals, all the aluminum crowns, all the lead, all the gum disease. And she is so funny now. We would call her every day, hey, it's time for the seal, for the
Right.
treatment. Every day she wouldn't remember. So we would call her Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then before the day was over, we call her every single day. And then we will send her a video to her cell because it's telling her what to do. It was, but after a month, she came with no notebook. After 2 months, she went to
Wow.
her house in Texas. After 3 months, she sold the house in Texas. Now she's full time. Now she is living the life because
Wow.
now she remembers about her grandchildren, about her children. It was so sad. Imagine the life of somebody with dementia. I have patients that have parents that have dementia for 20 years. and they're caring for somebody with dementia is devastating.
It's heartbreaking. Yeah.
It ruins everybody's life because
Hmm.
they cannot leave the person alone.
Right, yeah. And most people never think to look in the mouth. I mean, and Western medicine does not teach that. I mean, they don't talk about nutrition, they don't talk about detoxing, they don't talk about, being overloaded. Our system is just so burdened with all these toxins and we can't
Yeah.
function. And
Uh,
when I was younger, I had the mercury fillings in when I was a teenager, and then I had like debilitating anxiety, and they tried to put me on Zoloft and so what was the other thing? Oh, birth control for my cramps, and then I wasn't sleeping anymore. So then they
right.
tried to put me on Ambien, and thank God I was like, no, I'm
You're
not
smart.
doing any of
You're
this.
so smart. You have no idea. I have patients that have been taking Ambien for 20 years, and they just needed the root canals out and the
Right?
middle out.
Yeah.
And then once you get everything out, then they do the detox, and it's so amazing. I'm going to tell you, my prayer, Adrian, is that when we went to medical school and dental school, we were together, dental students and medical students. We studied the same anatomy, the same dead bodies. Gross anatomy is very gross. Um, all the classes, pharmacology, and we all studied the entire body. I specialize in head and neck. Okay, but I know I learned about all the parts of the body. I know that the head and the neck is connected to a body.
Hmm.
So do the doctors. So does a cardiologist. A cardiologist knows that if somebody has a gum infection and your gums are bleeding, you spit and there's blood, that infection is going to your lungs, is going to your heart. It causes endocarditis, it causes bacteremia, it causes high blood pressure. So I have approached cardiologists in good faith to say, hey, listen, I'm a biological dentist. I see your patients coming with endocarditis. It's really important that you share with them that they have it to have a clean bill in the mouth.
Hmm.
Oh, I know that. Are you telling them? I said, I only have 5 minutes. I don't have 5 minutes, and it's only to say hello, look at the numbers, and buy. And I don't talk about anything else but the heart. And I'm like, well, I'm a dentist, and I'm speaking to your patient about, the mind, the
Whole.
mercury, the thoughts, the spirit, toxicity, the body. So how can you be so irresponsible?
Yeah,
They,
it is irresponsible.
they, don't-
And
they
yeah,
don't care. My prayer is that we're going to be back together as one. The doctor says, open your mouth. Okay, it looks bad. Go to the dentist, get it clean. And that dentist would be also more involved in education and learning besides the mouth, right? What else? It's not a tooth that we're treating a whole human being. So most people are going to see the dentist more often than a physician. So it should be mandatory that, we do it, blood pressure, we check everything every time we see you, right?
right,
So, but so should every other dentist.
right. Well, and that's a thing that totally blew my mind. I went somewhere local in Fort Lauderdale just for a quick cleaning. And she didn't even address that I had mercury fillings, which I knew that I wanted to get out. And she was like, oh, yeah, we can get those out. And I was like, I already knew about the SMART protocol because I've been researching this for a while. I just wanted to make sure I could find a biological dentist to do it correctly and safely. And I was like, well, how do you, what's your protocol? And she was like, oh, yeah, I just drill right in and get them out. I was like, run, bye. We're done here because
Right. How
that
sad, no?
that's
How sad.
terrifying. Someone was just going to drill open mercury and let it pass through my tissues and brain and everything. And so what can you
It's very sad, not only for you as a patient to be even more poisoned. I have patients that has happened to them, and they go into AFib. Okay, I had a 28-year-old that got all the mercury blasted all over the place, and she found me on the internet, and God is so faithful that she came and I was able to guide her into detoxification. She her heart, when we do the EKG and monitor her,
Mhm.
her pulse was 200.
Oh my gosh.
She was in AFib.
Oh my gosh.
And
And
she said, I have a 2-year old. I'm 28. I cannot die. I have a baby. Please help me. And we wept because
I'm going
I'm
to
like,
cry
how can
like
somebody cause such damage? And not only to the person, but you as a dentist. If you
Right.
don't have protection, you don't have oxygen, you're not covered, the person is not covered, you personally are going to be affected. And mercury is carcinogenic. Mercury is linked to Parkinson, MS, and other neurological conditions. I have a lot of colleagues that they have died from cancer. They have died from MS, Parkinson, young,
Yeah.
dementia. So, in the dental field, yeah, my prayer is that this would become viral. That now, if they ban mercury, because you guys are going to go and vote, that the dentists are going to have to learn how to do it right. They are going to have to learn how to protect themselves and others, because it's just the right thing to do.
Well, I mean, ethically, yeah, absolutely. You would think that they would care more than they do. But a lot of them, I think they just either lack the education or the emotional like awareness.
Lack of knowledge, a lot of arrogance.
Arrogance, and it's unintentional negligence. They don't mean
Right.
to.
They don't mean to.
They're not
They
trying to
don't
harm
mean
you,
to.
but the arrogance and the ego, the God
It's
complex
very
of don't
sad.
they
It's very
come and they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Don't confuse your internet diagnosis with my medical degree." I've heard that before and I'm like,
like I know more than you.
"Please."
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
can you tell us, and if you have I know you took a lot of pictures when you did mine. Is there any way
Yes.
you guys could email me a couple of those shots and then I'll
Oh yeah.
include when I
Oh,
edit the
absolutely.
video
Yeah, yeah.
just so people can see
We
how
can
in
do it. Yeah.
because you guys were so intensively cautious, and the degree to which like the precautions you guys take is amazing. And so when people are looking for mercury removal, they have to look for, I know, the SMART program, but can you tell us what else, if somebody lives out of state and they see this and they're not going to, maybe they'll fly in, hopefully they fly in to see you.
A lot of
And
people fly. Yeah, we have people flying every single day.
And
Every
also,
single day.
Dr. Yoli is kind enough to offer anybody who is going to come to her through this video, you get a free CT scan. So that's what really, it's more important than the X-ray. X-rays are only two-dimensional. CT scan is going to show everything. So it's like $400. If you see this video, she's going to take care of you and book your appointment. But
And if
people
they
can,
watch the root cause, they get another 100. So that's a lot of money savings.
so that's almost $500 off
Yeah.
of your appointment. So
So this is how we do it. This is a mercury tooth, and this is a raincoat that we call rubber dam. And the patient underneath there is totally covered from head to toe. And then you have a oxygen that is your air source, and you have vacuum systems inside your mouth and outside the mouth to protect you. And then this is here, us all covered. And then let's see what else we got. We got, how the patient looks. And then this is how it progresses. And then it depends on the materials that we're going to place, right? Let's see the final product here. We have a final product. Let's see. I'm going to find a final product. But we'll send you stuff. Oh, this is a patient that had like old mercury. Look at this. That's bad, huh? So that's what mercury
yeah.
looks like, guys.
And then, so with mine, the one bad one that I had, my tooth was actually cracked underneath the mercury filling. So you had to go way down in there, not only get out the mercury, but then I had a crack going down. So you guys did
Yeah.
a cap on mine. And what's the material that you use? Zirconian?
Yeah. Well, we like to do blood work to find out what is the best material for people. But zirconia is a very biocompatible material, and is the least reactive. You have five kinds of materials. So the cheapest one is mercury. Lasts over 8 years. Then they start leaching. Some people have it for 40 years, but there's a lot of decay underneath. But it's the cheapest, and it's what the government pays, and it's what the insurance pays, and that's what you don't want. Then you have the plastics. Now, plastics are white, they're more beautiful. The problem with plastics is that if you are BRCA gene, or you are after menopause, it increases the estrogen levels on some women and men. So it gives you like a little donut around your waist, and then it can increase also the yeah,
Yeah, that's the
it
worst.
can increase cancer. You know, people. So you're eating on a plastic, so if it's hot, it melts. So, we're trying to, reduce the credit card of plastics that we're eating every day. I hear that
Right.
everybody's eating a credit card. And then the middle one is porcelain, but porcelain, has aluminum. So aluminum is linked with dementia. Then you have zirconia, and then you have gold. So that is the order of quality and of price. Now, not everybody can have gold, not everybody can have certain materials. So we like to do blood work because then we go for the 100% certainty of what your immune system is, really able
Compatible
to
with.
withstand. So I had a lady couldn't get pregnant, and she had leprosy, and then she did a lot of research in the internet, and then her skin was falling off, and it was like really sad. And
Hmm.
she found me, and she flew in, and we actually did blood work, and she was allergic to most dental materials. We order the dental materials that are compatible to her, that we never had heard of it, but we ordered them, and in faith we did, what the compatibility testing said, and she got pregnant. She got
Wow.
pregnant. The thing got cleared. She was going to get veneers. Then I said, "You got to wait for the baby." Then she came with a baby boy, and we did veneers.
Oh.
So we have a lot of good stories. Yeah,
It's hard when you know all this stuff, watching like a family member or friends complain about their all their issues, their laundry list of issues,
it's
but
so bad.
they don't see it as like a holistic thing, you know? And it's crazy to me that people we fight our bodies. Why are you hurting? Why are you doing this to me? You're hurting me. Well, your body's not hurting you. It's trying to communicate. It's trying to ask for help. It's like,
Like, yeah,
please, I need help. It's trying to send you a message.
yeah. Your body, when you feel any symptoms, your body is sending you a signal. It's giving you a phone call.
Yeah.
Hello, eczema.
Help.
So I went to watch TV, HGTV, my favorite shows, and then wow, eczema. Three different drugs for eczema, and I'm thinking,
Right.
what's the deal with eczema? Eczema, your skin is your biggest organ on the outside, right? So when
Hmm.
your liver is not working and your kidney is not working, guess what? It comes out of your skin. Eczema is a scream saying, please help me. Put a filter on your water filtration system in your house. Get rid of the chlorine, amines, and pesticides. Please help me. Stop eating plastic food. Why don't
Hmm.
you do fresh things that are from the farm? From the farmer next door, and the oxygen. Please help me. I'm breathing aluminum because they're spraying aluminum in the air, right? So people
Hmm.
are breathing that. So people are getting a lot of lung cancer. Now the young people doing the vape, come on, you have to stop vaping because that
Yes.
is making your lungs fibrotic. That's so avoidable. So we as consumers, as people, we have to say, okay, they're trying to kill me because they're going to cash money in my medical care. So what do I have to do to outsmart this system?
Right.
Because it's almost like a huge business. They found out, oh, the body's malfunctioning is a huge business. People don't want to exercise, so take Ozempic.
Mm.
People don't want to sip it, take Ozempic. Every single time I go to like a hairdresser, all the girls are on Ozempic. You know why I know? Because they look old. They
Yeah.
have the Ozempic look. And
Yeah.
it's so sad because they think they look good, but actually they look horrible. It's so sad.
Oh,
It's so sad.
I was telling people from day one, just like I have been about everything else, we try and tell people and wake up our family. There's always one black sheep in the family that's like, don't do that, don't do that. And
So
I'm
that's
like,
you.
it's me, yeah. But now I mean, my family thought I was
Do they hate
insane.
you? Do they
That
hate you?
now they love me. Now, like
Yeah.
my stepdad and stuff is like, yep, ivermectin, and I'm like, what?
Oh, blah,
20
blah,
years
blah, blah.
ago, I was the crazy one, the conspiracy theorist in my family. But yeah, when Ozempic came out, I'm like, don't take that. How is like Gila monster venom a good thing? And then now they're finding out it causes blindness, it paralyzes your digestive tract. They have rotting food causing cancer, and I'm
You want
like,
to
I mean,
you want to hear? I have a beautiful patient. She's gorgeous. She's like 90 pounds. So I tell her, I'm going to have the anesthesiologist come for me to treat you so you're comfortable. She said, no, 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 no. I said, no, 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 no. You're going to be, he's going to come. I'm not going to do you with oral sedation. We're going to do IV sedation. No, 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 no. So she came up clean. She says, I am taking Ozempic. And I said, what's the story with Ozempic? Well, my doctor says that my BMI is like 18 and I want it to be 16. I'm like, oh shit. So what happens is that I speak to the anesthesiologist and he says, oh, it's so gross. Let me tell you what's happening. People are lying. They don't tell you that they're taking Ozempic. And then when you're going to do anesthesia, now we have to do ultrasound to find out, because Ozempic, the food rots for 2 weeks in the stomach.
Ew.
It doesn't get digested. It smells so bad.
Smells.
It's like, instead of like going out the other end, it's there and it smells like that. And I said, ooh, since when that is sexy?
I have a wolf nose. I can always smell when someone has like a bad tooth, or like I can smell when someone's like, it smells like they're rotting inside. Like even before Ozempic, like I can just
But
sense that.
but why? Now, because the healthier you are, okay, we are animals. So we have an instinct. If we're healthy, we can smell everything.
Yes.
But when we are not healthy, if you have gum disease, you don't smell that you smell.
Interesting.
But everybody else in the room maybe. But if they have gum disease, they don't smell it.
Wow.
But gum disease is contagious. So before you kiss anybody or before you have intercourse, before you start dating, they have to clean up their mouth.
My
I'll
first
give you a
date.
clean, a clean, okay, you can kiss your boyfriend now.
My first date with my fiance now, my first date, I asked him if he flossed. I genuinely was like, look, I'm not trying to be a weirdo, but like, do you floss? I'm not making out with you. Ew. Like, yeah. So, and people who go on dates and they eat and stuff and then make out, no. We're going to have to brush and floss first.
No. Not only that, honestly, before you date somebody, honestly, why? Not you need blood work. You need to know if they have like HPV. You need to know if they have a HIV. All those things, hepatitis, tuberculosis. There's like an epidemic of that. So it's like you're like playing Russian roulette. Why? Because you don't want to hurt somebody's feeling. It's like, no. If you want to date me and you think you want to kiss me one day, you have to go and get a CT scan.
I'm going to need a blood
X-rays.
Sample. Yep.
No, I am dead serious.
Serious.
Like that's the way
I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
My girlfriends always used to make fun of me because I've never had a one night stand. And they always thought they're like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, girl, have you seen what is out there? Like, ew, no.
It's not worth it. Yeah. Put
No, not worth it.
Under a microscope. And honestly, if you're a good person and you have nothing to hide and you don't want to harm another person, it goes both ways.
Right.
I'll give you my blood work and you're going to see the photos of my teeth and everything. And then you give me, I have a biofeedback machine. So if I meet somebody and I like, put your hand here.
Right.
Because I want to find out everything about them. How's their psyche? How is their heart? If
you hear that, people, before you date somebody, call Dr. Yoli and have her give them a clean bill of health.
Biofeedback. Why not? Hey, listen, it's your life. And one night can ruin your entire life. And you see it here, it's not worth it,
Yeah. I mean, even just simple things like I'm really like allergic to perfumes and colognes and stuff like that. Like people's toxic stuff, like human beings shouldn't smell bad.
No.
You shouldn't have to perfume spray.
I'm going to tell you, it's like the sexiest smell is your own, natural, healthy, but garlic. I don't know. Smell like garlic. You're sexy. Because because
we're supposed to smell each other.
We're supposed to.
Because you smell when someone's healthy.
Yeah.
Like
so, the perfume thing. I'm going to tell you, the healthier you are, the less you tolerate perfume.
I cannot even my cat goes to a cardiologist down the road. He's 16. He's been in and out of heart failure. Every time he comes back, he is coated in perfume. Like it gives me an instant migraine. Like, and I have to call them. I'm like, how are you a cardiologist
Yeah.
and you know that this is carcinogenic? And I've paid like 30 grand to this doctor, and my
Uh-huh.
cat comes back smelling like a brothel. Like I have to, I'm like, you're poisoning him and me. I'm like,
and,
this is
and
not
they're
okay.
poisoning themselves.
Why would, as a healer, why would you put something that's carcinogenic on this poor 6 pound animal that you're trying to save? Not only that, but like I've spent like 30 grand there, and they're always arguing with me. I'm like, stop poisoning my cat.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe they need for you to give them a lecture, you know?
Oh, please! I sent them all the stuff. I'm like, here's what's in perfume and the
Yeah.
in the Glade air fresheners and
Oh
the
my God.
Tide. Oh,
I will not. I will not. I would like somebody has that in their home. I would just say, "Oh, let's go out."
I
Like
unplug them.
I cannot. No, but the air is full of it, and
It
then
is.
breathing that air and that the molecules you're breathing into your lung, it's like causing all this inflammation in your lung.
Yeah,
So it's anything that causes inflammation in your body you have to eliminate.
yeah.
That's why the mercury, and the gum infection. The gum infection has a bacteria that's called P. gingivalis. Did you know that they did biopsies of people with dementia, and they all had the P. gingivalis?
Oof.
It comes from the gums.
Yeah, that's scary. Well, so my cat has a dental hygienist that comes over. He's too old to be under anesthesia
All
and stuff, but
right.
he had, he's been in and out of heart failure, but I've kept him alive for 4 years and healthy as he can be. But I know that it's because before I got him, he was a rescue. He never had like
Yeah,
his teeth brushed, and he was
yeah,
eating the wrong food, just garbage.
yeah,
Basically, it's like, junk food for animals that we feed them. And
yeah,
I've switched him now. I'm on Dr. Marty's, which is like raw food. It's really good
yeah.
for them. And yeah, he's like a whole new cat because
And
he
they
doesn't.
can eat what you eat. Historically, animals ate what we ate.
Right, right. Yeah, but we ate clean food then.
It's like now the animals they have all this multi-billion-dollar industry for animals that everything in a can is not it's not good for you.
And then
Just
they leach more, aluminum, the BPA, like
yeah, the
it's something
plastic.
I learned recently too. I didn't even realize even like a can of sparkling water still has aluminum in it that it's leaching into your food. I'm working on
Yeah,
eliminating that for my life too, but
yeah, yeah.
cooking with aluminum
Listen,
foil.
anything in a can or in a box is not. It doesn't have life. So your body needs energy. So when you go to put gas in your car, right? Either it's diesel or it's gas, and it's specific octanage. If you put in a car that has diesel, you put gasoline, do you think it's going to work?
Right.
It's not going to work. So that's why we're exhausted. That's why people are malfunctioning because they're putting gas in a diesel. You need fresh, organic nutrients.
Yep.
Seeds, flax seeds, sesame seeds, chia seeds,
Sunlight, fresh air, clean
vitamin
water.
D. Yeah, every
Yep.
single cell in your body has the receptors to produce vitamin D. So when you go outside, don't put a hat. You need
Sunglasses.
you need that sun to go to your scalp. Don't
Yeah.
put sunglasses. That's the way that you tell the body, hey, everybody wake up. So the best time to wake up and get the vitamin D is with the sunrise. And it's beautiful. And you need vitamin D for bone and for your jaws and your gums. So one of my favorite products is called Bone Up from
Okay.
Jarrow, and it's got all the vitamins that you need to have healthy bones.
And what is it called?
Bone Up,
Bone up. Okay.
yeah, like Bone Up,
Bone up. Okay.
yeah. It's very good product. We see patients that have, like after menopause, the women, start not producing certain hormones, and then the bones start deteriorating. So between bone up and working out and doing, not so much cardio, but lifting
Lifting.
weights, that is going to every time you stimulate the muscle, the bone starts producing more bone. So that's one of the best way of preventing osteoporosis.
To lift weights. Yeah.
Yeah,
Strong
it's
muscles. They
great.
say that it makes you live longer. Like physically building muscles makes you live longer.
Oh, absolutely. I was listening to this guy last night, and he was like, Muscular men have good erections.
Yeah.
He was talking about men that are not muscular, they don't have muscles in general. So,
Right.
he was like, comparing how not only sexy a muscular body is, but as men get older, they lose their muscles and they lose their vitality, their sensuality, all kinds of things. They become more feminine.
Mm-hmm.
When you work out and you do squats, you're producing testosterone.
Mm-hmm. And
So,
then, men are becoming more feminine, and then
yes.
all the chemicals in our water and the birth control and stuff. Women, they say that makes women actually choose more feminine men. It changes like our chemical makeup. So we have such an imbalance in our society. And then with, who knows, atrazine in the water, they say, it changes the sex of amphibians and stuff. Like,
Yeah,
who
it's
knows what's going on in our,
yeah, it's almost like a society that is going to be neutral, right? And
like,
men that don't have the testosterone to want to fight, they're not
neutered.
aggressive. Yeah, they don't
Yeah.
have enough DHEA, they don't have enough like the hormones. So, we have to awaken that this is real, and
Mm-hmm.
then the men should be men. We
Yes.
don't have to feminize men. Men don't have to be. Let them be rude. Let them be aggressive. They're the warriors.
It's
We're
sexy.
it's
I want
sexy.
my
We
man
love
to be
it.
a man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I have my
absolutely.
girlfriends. I don't need you to cry on my show. I don't need you to, I have my girlfriends for that. Like, we need masculine,
Yeah,
strong men.
yeah. No woman is turned on by a guy that's whining.
Mm-mm.
Man, my first thought is gay. When
Weak.
somebody's like, wait, wait, wait,
Beta
wait.
males. Yeah.
Yeah, no, no, that's like, it's not right. But, I want to tell you, I have a niece and she has a little girl that loves chicken nuggets, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she doesn't follow me. My niece, she doesn't follow anything holistic. So her daughter got her period at 8. She became a woman
Whoa.
at 8.
That's scary.
Full breast. She's 11 now. A little girl, because she's a girl,
Mm-hmm.
at 11, she doesn't know what to do with her body. She
Wow.
has the body of a woman. How
Wow.
sad is that? That's all the injections that they put those chickens to grow the breast of the chickens, so the hormones. Now the children are eating, and then you have the boys with breast thinking, maybe I'm a woman. And then you have the girls that can have a baby at 8.
It's
And
scary.
that's not right.
Well, I see these kids today, and it's hard watching your family go through that. Like, I give them the information, and I'm like, how could you still eat that after everything I just told you? Like, it blows my mind. How could you still go to the doctor, take that pill, get
They're
that
numb.
jab?
They're numb. There is like, you have to pray. You have to pray. My daughter says, because she knows it grieves me, to see people eating poorly or drinking soda or Sprite or Mountain Dew. Mountain
Mm-hmm.
Dew literally causes prostate cancer. So, and she said, Ma, let people pay you for your opinion. Because you want to be Dr. Yoli and save the world. You want to tell everybody. But you know what? People don't want to hear it.
Mm-mm.
They are not ready. So you're wasting your energy, and then most probably they don't like you now because it's like you're too opinionated for their taste, and they're not ready to receive the message.
No. Well, it was like 20 years ago when I was having like debilitating panic attacks, and then I started researching what was helping alternatively. I didn't want to be medicated. And then I found just breathing and then meditation and then Reiki. And then I got certified in all that, like holistic healing work. I
Wow.
thought I discovered fire. I thought like, my mom was at this point living in a hospital bed. She had a bunch of spine surgeries. The doctors got her addicted to Oxycontin for 25 years. I was like, you guys, I found the cure. Like, we can heal ourselves. This is amazing. And guess what? Nobody wanted it. No one wanted to hear anything I said. And it like broke my heart. I was like, how can you? So you don't want Oh my God, you don't want to heal. You don't want to change. Like,
Well, remember that there's different reasons, right? I first ask a patient before I do a cyber scan. I ask, do you want to be healed? Do you want to be well?
mm-hmm,
Do you want to know what to do? Are you going to take action?
mm,
Those are the first, because you know what? I will not want to take your money. I don't have time to waste,
mm-hmm,
and you are not ready.
yep,
Because if somebody wants to heal, they want to know the truth, and they're willing to implement change, it takes a big commitment. this is like you have to change your mindset. You have to change your connections. Like, who's your source? God is my source. Who's yours? If you don't believe that a supernatural God that created everything created you with a purpose, and you are living right now, you are living a purpose driven life, and you can tell when people are purpose driven because they're passionate. They found their place, their tribe, and they're on their line going where they need to go. But if
Mm-hmm.
the person is not there, they don't even know their source, then they don't have a mindset of development and contribution.
Mm-hmm.
You have to know that you are uniquely and marvelously and perfectly made. Your body is not made for wrong. Everything is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So based on that, when something is out of alignment, you should like be alert.
Mm-hmm.
But if you are not aware, you have to be one in spirit, in your mind. What you say has to be resonating at the same frequency, because you cannot say, "Oh, I want to be healthy," but then what you say is like, "Oh, my family genes. I inherited this. This is genetic. Everybody in my family has diabetes." Everybody in your family eats crap. That's what it
Yeah,
means.
because they're eating ding dongs and Oreos all
Exactly.
day.
Exactly.
But the doctors perpetuate that.
Yeah.
The doctors are the ones that are like, "Oh, it's your genes. Here's a
Yeah,
pill."
yeah, yeah. It's like 1% of the things are genetic, and most genes actually can be reprogrammed.
Mm-hmm.
So you can actually, I had a doctor working here that his entire family died from heart, disease and heart attacks and all that. You know what he did? He said, "I don't have a genetic problem. I have a diet problem." So
Mm.
he was alienated from his family because he refused to eat the lasagna with layers of cheese that's fake. He refused to eat the pork and the this and the that. So he became vegan. He doesn't have any issues with cholesterol or anything.
Mm.
So he broke the curse.
Mm-hmm. Breaking the generational trauma.
So this is a paper that we have that shows all the symptoms that are connected. Okay, the American Dental Association says, yeah, these are connected to mercury toxicity. So they know.
They
And
know.
I'm going to tell you, it's so many. I'm going to have Jay read it to you real quick because it is crazy. It's like right here, Jay, right here. Here's Jay.
All right.
Hey, Jay, what's
What's up,
up?
guys? How you guys doing? All right. So listen. So the first thing, type digestive. So we're talking diarrhea, constipation, loss of appetite, weight loss, nausea, vomiting. We have emotions, aggressiveness, anger, anxiety, confusion, depression, fear, nervousness. I mean, we're talking even hallucination.
Wow.
Um, I mean, things that really make us like mood swings, shyness, because people have like different emotions that stem from them that can be symptomatic.
Mm-hmm.
Energy levels,
Mhm.
chronic fatigue, restlessness. There was one patient, right, in
Yeah.
surgery, they had restless syndrome. Their legs were shaking under IV sedation. And the minute we took the last bit of mercury out, they completely stopped. Like they were normal, so to speak. Then we have in the head dizziness, headaches,
Mhm.
like how you were having like the frequent migraines, like they're
Migraines,
very ringing in the ears,
electricity.
electricity. Then in the heart, anemia, chest pain, rapid irregular heartbeats. Um, Now, when we go down to the lungs, we're talking asthma, bronchitis,
Mhm.
chest congestion, respiratory and shortness of breath.
Mhm.
Now, muscles and joints, cramping, right?
Mhm.
Muscle weakness, right? Right? Who wants to be weak? We need to be strong, right?
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Arthritis, stiffness in the hands. Now, when it comes to neurological or mental, lack of concentration. People can't stay focused.
Mhm.
Um, learning disorders, memory loss, dementia, short and long-term numbness, slurredness of speech. So these are like very,
Neuropathy.
It's
neuropathy. It's crazy. Then when you even go down to the nose and the throat, bad breath, bone loss, inflammation in the sinus, stuffy nose, like that metallic taste in your mouth, things that you normally have like sore throats, ulcers in your oral cavity,
A lot of yeast infections.
a lot of yeast infection, inflammation in the gums stemming back to periodontal disease, right?
After ulcers.
Aphthous ulcers, chronic coughing, gingivitis, bleeding in the gums when they're flossing. So these are all
wow.
symptoms of mercury poisoning that can be common if you have these fillings.
Hmm. And other diseases that are related, you did really good, thank you,
Hmm.
are eczema, diabetes, developmental defects, premature childbirth, thyroid is a big one, Parkinson. A lot of people cannot get pregnant. So that's a big deal. We see a lot of young couples that they cannot get pregnant. Obviously, the mercury is a neurotoxin, and it goes to the liver, so it causes liver disorders like fatty liver, which is an epidemic right now.
Mm-hmm.
Kidney disease, you can go into kidney failure. We had a patient that had kidney failure, and he was fit, he's a bodybuilder, everything. And then suddenly he went into kidney failure, and he was like, I don't know, 52. And
Wow.
he begged me, please, doctor, take the mercury. I think it's the mercury. I told him it's too late. I can't help you because he's on a waiting list for a kidney. And I said, I cannot even give you anesthesia. My body
Wow.
cannot tolerate any other toxins anymore. And he was
Yes.
doing dialysis 3 times a day. So,
Get that stuff out of your bodies,
yeah,
people.
a lot.
And you have to look for a biological dentist. And what exactly can, oh, real quick, I want to give Jay a shout out. Jay, are you still hanging around?
You see,
I'm here. I'm
Okay.
here.
So my friend Jay makes beautiful music. And do you want to throw out your Insta handle so people can
Oh,
find
yes.
you?
So in Instagram, I'm known as King James. So that's King James with three Z's, 316. I just released my latest EP, Under God's Grace. So it's on all platforms. You can check it out. We're going to be doing some collaborations. So
Yes.
Adrian and I, we working
Yeah.
in a project, but I'll appreciate if you guys subscribe, listen, and streaming. Right now, it's like it hit over 500 streams right now, and it just released last night.
all
So we're
right.
getting there.
Yeah. Ow,
Supporting.
ow.
Love you guys, and God bless you.
Yeah, beautiful music, high frequency energy. And how would you describe it real quick, Jay? How do you describe your music?
So it's basically Christian hip hop.
Okay.
So I'm touching on all genres, but for the most part, it's just how I communicate my talents and gifts through past experiences. The way that God speaks to me, I try to, bring it out to you guys, so that way you guys can relate and even use it to get through circumstances that you may
Mm-hmm.
feel or maybe going through that know how to react to. But we know who we can turn to, and that's Jesus.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that.
You're
Thanks.
welcome.
All right, go check out his EP. Okay, and then back to Dr. Cintron. How can people find the smart mercury removal? Like they want to do it the right way. What do they look for if they're researching on the internet how to
Yeah.
get this out of their mouths?
Yeah. Well, the smart is the basic, start the least that a doctor can do is, use rubber dam, use airway. There's so many steps beside the smart, right? When do you do it? How do you do it? What side do you start first? What's the medical history? So the doctor has to be very knowledgeable about what they're doing because, you cannot treat all patients in the same way.
Mm.
And you have to really evaluate because a patient can go into the deep end if it's done wrong or if it's done in a wrong order. So it's quite a knowing that you interview the doctor, you want to know how they're going to do it, like you did. What's your protocol? And if they're like, yeah, I just cut it off, it's like you run for the hills.
Yeah.
We have a great website that's called for lauderdale.dentistry.com, and we have a wealth of information that you can use us as a encyclopedia,
Mm-hmm.
if you want to call it that way. We are the source. I'm in many podcasts educating people. Yesterday we were doing one with Jonathan Landsman, and he's somebody that is was affected by mercury when he was young, and he has made it a profession, a career, to educate internationally the world about mercury toxicity. And
Mm.
now he has evolved into the liver and the kidney and the lungs, and it's very useful to learn from the people that are passionate. We are passionate about saving your life.
Yes.
So
And that's what's so important to me too. And I also want to tell people biological dentistry is more expensive for a reason. But there's something like some things you don't want discount. Like I don't want
yeah,
discount brain surgery. That's it.
yeah, or a parachute,
Yeah,
a
no.
parachute and fail.
Yeah. Don't want discount surgery, discount parachutes because
Yeah,
you can go to any old dentist and they'll say, oh, yeah, just drill into your skull and leach that right through your blood brain barrier. But there's a reason like this, Dr. Cintron knows what she's doing. And I highly recommend, any of my friends, I have friends all over the country. I'm from the Midwest. If people want to fly in to see her, she lives down the street from me. Maybe you could just stay with me and go see Dr.
yeah,
Cintron. But I
yeah.
will
Well,
help you.
there's an international airport here, Fort
Yeah.
Lauderdale, Miami's not far, in West
We're
Palm
like a
Beach.
couple minutes from the airport. Yeah.
We have a Marriott right across the street, and they charge like
Yeah,
$139.
we got a deal with
We
them.
got to deal with them because it is important that the patients love themselves enough to take a week off to do what they need to do if they need that level of care, right?
Hmm.
So I always tell the people, the more information you give me, the more I can help you. Why? Because we're going to go over your blood work. I'm going to tell you really what it means. If you have a high C reactive protein, that means inflammation somewhere. Well, let's make sure it's not in the mouth. You would be shocked. I had a prostate cancer patient with a C reactive protein of like 71, and that's high. It's supposed to be zero. And
Okay.
then he had a PSA of 140. A PSA is the prostate, you know,
Right.
it's supposed to be 0.04. So he had prostate cancer. I
Oh
got
my gosh.
everything out. We cleaned him out. It went to zero. Everything went to zero.
Wow. It's so important. And people don't even realize, like, a lot of people don't even floss regularly, but like, even a little bleeding in the gums is not good. That
I'm
means you
good.
have something going on that you need to be addressing. And
Yeah.
so much starts in the
Infection.
mouth.
You have an infection, and then you're activating the lymphatic system. And
Mm-hmm.
some people get lymphoma. I had a
Mm,
patient with lymphoma. He had two root canals on the wisdom teeth. And I said, before you do chemo, why don't you take the root canals out
right.
and see what happens? Guess what? Lymphoma gone.
Wow. Amazing.
Yeah. It's,
Yeah,
it's
it's
like, why? Do the simple. Start with the basics.
right, right. Yeah, and it's life-saving.
Yeah.
And you might be able to stretch this out and get by with living with these things, but what quality of life are you going to have? You know?
Right.
And especially if you get like even 30 on up, I mean, people are
Yeah.
having these issues. It's scary. So,
Yeah.
yeah, and it's simple when you get your routine. Like we have our routine now with my dental health like dialed in completely. So now when I come in to you guys, I love getting an A plus on my report card.
That's
You guys
right.
look at my stuff and you're like,
Did you
yes,
get an
good.
A? And yes, I got an A. And
Yeah.
some people are like, no, I didn't get an A. So what letter do you get?
Yeah.
Only have two. You either get an A or you get an F.
Or that's it.
Not in
Yeah.
between.
Pass or
Because
fail. That's
in
it.
between is like you had infection and then that's leaching somewhere and it's not good for you. But it's funny because we had a young man, he flew in from Arkansas
Hmm.
and he's only 22. And he
Mm.
came because he did research. His twin baby boys were born prematurely. They were like growing good, everything normal, and boom. So he did research and he found out that mercury poisoning gets transmitted through the sperm, and that he felt guilty that maybe he was the cause that the babies were born prematurely.
Mm.
And then he came and obviously he got all the mercury out and the gum disease out and cavitations, root canals. He was like in the Air Force, no? And then they did some butch work there, and he had root tips left on the jawbone that were giving him a very bad breath. And he's like, "Hey, my wife is not going to kiss me because I have bad breath." And
Yeah.
I'm like, "We can fix that." So
Yeah.
he's so happy and so elated, and he's only 22. We have
Amazing.
patients in their teens up to 90, 98, right? The oldest person we
Yeah,
have
that
right
was the
now,
oldest
I
one.
think, is 98, 99. But everybody deserves to have a clean mouth. So I thank you so
Yes.
much, Adrian. This is
Yes.
such a beautiful opportunity. We're honored that you're doing this. We're very proud of you because we need what you're doing is very important. It's very
Thank you. And I wanted to share this with so many of our listeners on this podcast because they're also interested in wellness and living the best versions of themselves. And so much of it starts in the mouth. And thank you for giving me so much of my health and my life back and my peace of mind. And I love knowing that my teeth, like I said, I got an A+. Like I love knowing that
yeah,
mercury, it was such a weight on my mind for years and I didn't know what to do or where to go. I didn't know,
yeah,
and then I found you. So
yeah.
such a
Thank you.
gift to me.
Thank you for trusting us. We're
Mhm.
honored because we love when people are not going to settle for just anything because it can really, really make a difference in the rest of your life. So thank you for giving us the opportunity.
We want
And
the best. We want
we
Dr.
we
Yoli.
love you. Yeah, we love you, and we are so proud of you. And not only you're very talented, a musician, but you're doing something very important, raising the level of awareness, because we're spirits having a physical experience, but God has said that He is going to give us eternal life. So we're going to get a new body, but meanwhile, the body is the temple of the Holy Spirit.
Hmm.
That's what the Bible says. So
Hmm.
we have to be responsible with the temple and choose the best we can with the knowledge that we have. So for me, it's a hobby. I'm constantly learning and interviewing doctors. What else is there? But it's not that difficult. Wake up when the sun goes up, let the sun hit your eyelids, put your
Hmm.
feet on the sand, get grounded, drink water, exercise, get 9 to 10 hours of sleep, and eat things that are good. But you're what you think, what you eat, and what goes through your mouth is so important. Not only the words, but the food and also the liquids. So water, life water, put Celtic salt because a lot of the waters are dead, especially if you're doing osmosis and reverse osmosis and all that.
Hmm.
So, the more you know, the more you can help others.
Absolutely.
Thank
Yep.
you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for making time. I know you have to get back to work. I appreciate it. And Jay, thank you so much. We
You're
love you
welcome.
guys and
You too.
visit Dr. Cintron and it's the International Center for Dental Excellence, correct?
Yes.
Did I say that right? Okay, so Dr. Cintron, and she's also offering $100 off if you watch the movie The Root Cause, which is free on Tubi, and it will blow your mind. Please watch it. And then also the credit for the free CT scan if you come visit her. So she's gonna, like you did with me, I laid back in a chair and that flat screen right behind you, she's gonna show you your mouth like in a
Oh, yeah.
scary way. It's like
60 inch.
examining a tooth like this big. Yeah. So seeing in the gums and everything. And it is beautiful what they do to help people and give them their lives back and their health. So health is wealth, and we have
Your
to take
health
care of
is your
ourselves,
wealth.
mind,
That's
body, spirit. So, and that's what I love about you guys. Thank you so much. I'll let you get back to work
God
and you
bless
guys,
you.
yeah, God bless. Have a great
Thank
day.
you, everybody. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.